So the day started by introduction by Dr. Budin, and then there were diplomats who spoke to us. So the key two takeaways from them for me is that they asked me to travel the world and have friends across the globe because the kind of problems we are tackling are global in nature. And also they asked us to have diplomacy between people, right? The diplomacy should be between people of countries, not just between diplomats. So then we had a panel discussion. Then there was a talk about planetary boundaries, where the planet there are dimensions where we need to be below that to be in safe zone. And there was discussion about biodiversity. For us to be resilient when this like pandemic situations or situation comes in, to be resilient, Earth needs biodiversity, and there are enterprises working in it. And then there was one person who told about help yourself first, especially in COVID times where mental well-being, physical well-being is very important. And she gave example of oxygen masks where in the airplane you have to put for yourself first, then help others. So it was a good example. Then on the second day, Vaibhav gave a importance of problem, and he told don't focus on solution as of now, but think only about problem. In our team rooms, we discussed, and four of us wanted to work on broadly problem plastic side, and then there was one person who wanted to work on food waste. So what we did was we did voting to see where you want to go, and it was a more it's like a democracy where we are following. We'll see in our normal activities. So then we finalized on plastic. So then we started digging deeper. So I wanted to work on the normal single-use plastic where vegetable vendors or shops they use it. I wanted to work on that side, and the other person wanted to work on the medical side where the plastic is used, and the other person wanted to work on where the online market or online, there is we give the order and we get it. So we had this broad, we had different ideas where you want to work. So then one of our teammate actually has a her own startup where she sells health drinks. So she has a fragile bottles. So but she used plastic because she had no other alternative. So we thought, okay, let's take that problem. So it will be a business owner who is working with fragile material. So how to help that person, right? So that was where we framed our problem statement and we moved forward. Uh, then on third day, we had human-centered design and how we need to co-create with the stakeholder. And that was very important because the designer may think something, but it's very important to always stay in touch with the stakeholder. And there are other aspect, we make assumptions as we go forward. But the person told when you make assumption, also validate it. That's very important. Then came Jaideep. Jaideep told us about, go to that one person. If you're solving a problem, go to that one person and listen to them, and accordingly develop solution. And he gave the example of Harish Hande of Selco, where about they work in solar lighting solutions. The person told, the vegetable vendor told, I can't pay 300 rupees per month, but I can pay 10 rupees per day. That's insight when we get when you work with the stakeholders. So that was a very good example that I would be taking with me. And on the next day, Vaibhav talked about prototypes of our project. So I made one prototype based on that. I'll be putting the photo in the web page. You can check it out. So that was very, because whatever ideas we have, we should bring into reality. That's the whole idea behind it. And that particular idea I used even in my project in my master's, where I made a prototype of my the ideas. So this is my learning in first week. So it was very good.